Soaked in sweat when we dance. I fall to my knees, baby. Wanna get you alone, now not ready to ignite. I want us to go home, now turn off every light, baby. Burn me to ashes, then I rise, then I rise. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on fire. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on fire. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on fire. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on shut down in my brain. Don't know what to say. Too much chemistry, baby. Wanna get you alone, now not ready to ignite. I want us to go home, now turn off every light, baby. Burn me to ashes, then I rise, then I rise. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on fire. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on fire. Fire, 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 fire. Fire, fire, fire. Fire, fire, fire. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on fire. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on fire. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on fire. Never met someone like you, felt something like your touch. I wish we would've met tonight. Sure, I've had lovers in my past, won't lie, I've had a blast, but none of them had your humor. They can't compare, no one could ever do, nobody's close to you, yeah. One night's not fair, what can I say to make you never leave this room? I need you to stay.
Hello, good evening. So, obviously, audio is working, the stream is up. Welcome. We're starting early. Just chatting for a while. Waiting for people to come. Surprise, surprise, we're early. Almost half an hour, but we have some time to chat. Surprise. I was happy that I had already kind of prepared everything so I could just start. And officially we're starting at 9 o'clock, so don't worry. You're not missing out on anything if you're dropping in late. Or if you want to jump in a little bit later. It's my 65th birthday today, viewers. Have fun. All congratulations. That one is in you. Rob. Hello, Tech Savvy. First one to chat today. What are you doing tonight? We are doing a giveaway. We are building the enclosure. And actually what I saw is that someone from the community already in the Discord posted their own progress with the build, and I realized quite late actually that they have been doing the same project, so it's actually the same case. Who was it? K. Yeah, K posted this. K ... So has been posting this pretty nice build of the exact same case that we are, like the enclosure that we're building today. I think it's even the same size if I'm not wrong. It's also 3 middle elements, so total 5 elements in each direction, it seems like. The only difference between this one and mine is that they are not using acrylic with the top and the back and the side panels, which I am using mostly transparent panels, at least for now. And but yeah, I like the progress, and I'm also thinking that probably I will replace some point one of the side panels with the pegboard. However, I'm also thinking about whether I want the pegboard or if I need to create a different version that is not using the same holes, but I probably want the IKEA Scadis, which I'm using everywhere in the studio, so that might be something I have to do. Hello, Alexander, you're eating. Have a good dinner. Simon, hello, welcome to the stream. Already asking for Nozzle, but Nozzle is not working on YouTube. You have to go to Twitch and watch the stream from Twitch. Unfortunately, it's not working on YouTube. It says in the description, hopefully I have put this in the description. Yes, I have put it in the description that taking part in the giveaway only works on YouTube, on Twitch. I'm sorry, I'm confused. It works on Twitch, and you can also only connect the nozzles on Twitch, which is the thing. This is another picture from the build where the side wasn't yet done. These are the pegboards. It's quite impressive. W, why are the names not showing? What's quite strange? Why is this not showing the names anymore? Is this a bug? T ... I have no idea. Maybe this is this stream mode? Ah, I see. Maybe it's stream mode. It's stream mode with Discord, so for protecting your privacy. Thank you, RDS PT, for following on Twitch. Thank you very much. Oh, because people are dropping in. Have you had a chance? Is the 8088 alive? I have everything here now. I have it took a while until all of I didn't have the right cables here, not the proper connector, but I have everything here now, and I'm ready to repair it, or at least try with the ATX power supply. So I'm gonna build a little adapter cable for that uses this connector piece, and I'm gonna cut the necessary cables and soldering the connector to this, so to make my life a little bit easier. So I can still reuse the ATX supply. I didn't want to cut out any of the cables from the ATX power supply. I just wanted to use the proper plug, and then I'm going to repair it. Maybe we're going to do this next week together. As soon as I figure out if the computer is still working, I can decide what I need to do with whether I need the power supply to be repaired or the computer needs to be repaired. That's the question we have to answer. Still not done. I was so busy this week. I was also building a new desk setup on the other side of this room, where I started like moving the computer that I had here in the back, moving to a new table, also clearing out some old furniture from the studio that's on the other, like basically on the opposite side of this room, to get more get the space free for moving the printers in. So my goal for this room is eventually I'm going to have all of my printers in this room with ventilation in place. I think a window expert needs to come, or the company that built the windows or inserted at least new windows lately in this room. They have to come again and replace one of the glass panels with one that has a ventilation hole. So finally I'm going to have some ventilation in this room. So also eventually maybe for air condition, but mainly for ventilating out any printer fumes, and also for the future eventually SLA printing projects to have proper ventilation. This is also the reason why we're building this this enclosure. It will have 2 ventilation holes, and the 2 ventilation holes will be also used to put SLA printer in here to ventilate out of the room, all of the toxic stuff and the smell. Hopefully, I have no idea if it's gonna work properly, but I have planned at least for some powerful ventilation that's going out of this house, basically out to the completely out of the house, and just pulling in fresh air and having a filter in there. Yeah, so it's still quite some significant projects to do to make this workshop usable for 3D printing in the long term, because currently all my printers are spread in 3 basement rooms, and one of the basement rooms is actually our sauna room, which is currently unusable because of the tables that I have in there with the printers, and the other room is the workshop, which is currently also full with tables with printers. So I have to reorganize and consolidate. And one of the reasons, that's one of the reasons why we're giving away printers at the moment is I will consolidate the workshop and give away this printer here. So that's the one that you can see here on screen. I will give away this printer. I need a little bit more space, so this printer has to go. That's why we're giving it away tonight. And we have been running this giveaway since kind of, I think the whole month now. Everyone is, 15 people already entered, 862 nozzle tickets. So yeah, we keep doing this for a couple more months until I feel that I have reduced. The thing is that my wife actually told me lately, you have 15 printers and I want you to reduce to 5. And I was like, should I start debating now? So I went, like, I thought about it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to reduce down to the printers that I'm really using, and everything else that I'm not using, I'm going to give away or sell. Depends a little bit on whether it's actually sellable. Not everything that I have here can be sold, because yeah, some of the stuff is just too old. It's a pain taking time. So Alexander knows how it feels like to organize a shop. Yeah, it is it's a necessity, and you feel like afterwards I will probably feel very good about it, but between now and the final result, it is still a lot of work and a lot of pain, and giving away stuff is also not easy because you need to organize it and you can send the stuff. And I have another printer that I'm sending to a colleague. He also wants to start 3D printing, so I need to pack that up as well. So tonight, with this printer and the other, like the Sobol SV06, I have to pack up 2 printers tomorrow to send them out. And that's 2 printers gone. So we're down to 13 printers. And we're gonna come down to 5 printers, hopefully by the end of the year. So maybe even 4, and then I can always have one that I'm testing, the other ones are productive, and hopefully that's it. For now, that's hopefully it by the end of the year. Not quite, not faster, unrealistic. Oh yeah. I have spare bathroom fans, so I'll be using that for the fumes. That's, yeah, I'm intending to actually have some ventilation motor with some hoses that are, one of the hoses is going to be connected to this case here, to this enclosure, and then I'm gonna have some, actually some, yeah, how's it called, vent, where I can like basically turn off and on some additional hoses that are going to be above the printer. So not every 3D printer will have a direct connection to the ventilation system, but some of them will just have basically just some ventilation hose inlet above, and so it's going to suck out the air of the room and ventilate in fresh air, or the fresh air is going to come in at the other side of the room, so it's like going to be also kind of an airflow going on. That's at least the plan for this year. I'm just saying this year because all of that is going to take some time. This is not something that's going to happen tomorrow, but it's definitely going forward. Thank you, Marco. Big job for following on Twitch. Appreciate that. And we're going to start soon with building. We still have 15 minutes, so let's chat a bit more. Your Twitch link doesn't work. Which one it doesn't work? Like which one doesn't work? Is it maybe the one in the stream? Ooh. Let me see. Twitch link doesn't work. The Twitch channel is this one. Maybe I can post the channel link here again. This is the Twitch channel. This should work. This is the Twitch channel. Tell me where you have a non-working link. Is this maybe in the YouTube? This is maybe in the YouTube video. The link here in chat is not working. Okay, is this the one that is being posted by the bot? Okay, is this the one that is being... Oh yeah, I see. Nightbot is... Yeah, I see. Nightbot is doing some weird... Why is this not working? What is happening? Crosslink, remember. You can all like... This is strange. This is strange. Let me fix that, actually. Let me fix that. So Nightbot is doing some weird... Why is it not working? Just have to figure out where I need to go. Nightbot. I didn't log in with Nightbot for a while, it seems. So we have some automated timers. Twitch reminder, and that there is a message in there. Check out the Twitch channel, blah blah blah. Okay, that's actually, yeah, we are missing a space in this text. Actually, right. So, let me see if this is working. Submit. So the next time this is this message is showing it. Hopefully it is going to work. So next time. So your stream isn't muted. What does it mean? Echo. Your stream isn't muted. Echo. You mean an acoustic echo? Oh, I see. Maybe there is something. Yeah, I was just on the Twitch page and it was. Why are you telling me so late? Man, yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Actually, I don't want to watch my own stream. So I'm gonna pause it. Great. So the link should be fixed. The one on the bot is wrong. That should be fixed now. What else? Audio is fixed. Need to remove the remember from the link. Yeah, this is just a space that was missing. I added that. So that should be the next time this comes up. It should be working. Awesome. So let me start by checking out the progress. I'm gonna show you some progress that I made during the week because I wanted to test out whether all the parts fit together. Because one of the challenges I had was I had these plastic elements that are holding the frame, or precisely holding the panel, and you actually can't see, maybe you can't see this, but there is already a acrylic panel in here. The problem with this is the elements that are facing or that are coming from below or are inserted here at the bottom, they also have a, probably with the metric version there is an issue because the nuts keep falling out. So if you're inserted like this, the nut is maybe too small, and maybe the imperial version of the nut, or the, I don't know what kind of diameter that is exactly. Maybe the imperial nuts do fit better here and are not that easy to fall out. That's why I had to figure out how I can keep them in place, but I didn't want to glue them. So I figured that I'm just gonna heat up this little, I'm just gonna heat up this little thing here, this little bridge that is above this slot where the nut is going in. I'm just gonna heat that up and push it in a little bit with the heat gun, and that solved my problem in that regard. So I had to do a little bit of research how to fix that and figure out an easy way for me. And then I also realized at some point while trying out all of the pieces that for some, I don't know why, for some reason I could mount the lower elements here. And then I realized that the suggested screw length of 12 millimeters for the M4 metric screws, for some reason they worked in this area, so they grabbed the nuts properly in the plastic in the holes, but in this, like above here, I had, I don't know, maybe this is the print, maybe there is some variation in this in the length or the depth here. But they didn't grab the nuts anymore. So I had to go and buy some longer screws this week. And I learned from the hardware store, for some reason, M4 12 is basically available. And then the next available size is M4 16 with the, like, there seems to be a jump in the length for some reason. I don't know. They didn't have anything in between. And it's a very good hardware store, actually. But for some reason, they told me, I don't know if this is actually true, that I looked on Amazon. There is 14 millimeter M4 sunken screw with with hex driver, or how's it called? Is it actually inner hex driver version? I don't know how this is actually called in English. So they are available on Amazon. in 14mm lengths, but in the hardware store. And then I went to another hardware store and they told me the same. It's like, they're not available. Probably no one needs them. I don't know. Maybe it's just such an unusual length that there is a, from the major suppliers that they have, maybe there's a jump there to 16mm, and yeah, it's probably just not enough demand for that. So what I have to do now, and unluckily also the 16mm does have at least a different screwdriver. That's the usual cross and not the hex driver, but the usual, yeah, Phillips. And I hate Phillips screwdrivers and I hate Phillips screws, but it is like it is. It seems to be unavoidable. So to get going, what I will do is I will finalize the last couple of screws that I didn't insert yet here at the top. And then I will show you on the opposite side how this is all coming together, so I can show you properly from the start how this is going to be mounted. But I had to figure out first how it is working. Is it working? And I'm lucky, or I'm really happy that I did do this during the week, so I could go to the hardware store and get the other screws and figure out what is actually going wrong with this assembly. So, whoa. Any questions from the chat? I'm missing something maybe. A plus looks nicer. This one is modular. You can simply add, remove pieces. Yeah, the case here. I mean, the question that probably a lot of you had, and I had this also in the last streams, is why would you print such a huge thing and not build it from, I don't know, wood panels, or there's also simpler versions on Thingiverse or printables that are less modular or basically simplified. What this makes, I think why this is attractive to me is, first of all, it's a very flexible build size, so you can add pieces, you can remove pieces, and you have lots of choice. So if you do not want to buy these acrylic panels, which I agree they are not very cheap, you can also just do the 3D printed panels and have it completely closed, and you can also print some fancy panels, which they can also give you, which some people probably want to do. Let me show this to you. It's actually pretty fancy. But I chose not to print the fully 3D printed side panels. I mean, for some of you, this might be actually something that you want to do. I wanted a transparent case where I can see everything. But if you're into this, you can select from a variety of different designs, and yeah, like this, for example, or they have other ones as well. And there's also different variations from the community. So this is basically unlimited in a way that you can do all kinds of different designs, and you can print everything. You don't have to buy acrylic panels, but I chose to do the acrylic version because I think it is simply, I want to see what's happening with the printer, and I also can still go and swap out one of the side panels, for example, and remove that and use for that. Instead, I'm going to use the side panel and probably replace it with the pegboard version or something. So we have a 5x5 size here. This will give you around about 70 centimeters, so 700 millimeters of height, and 60 centimeters in each direction, or in X and Y directions, basically. So plenty of space for printers like the Ender 3, and also the SV06 Plus is going to fit in here. I double checked already. So a printer with 300 millimeter build volume will still fit in here. I'm also actually curious if the SV08 is going to fit in there, because that is probably possible. the SV08 is not coming with an enclosure, and this could be a solution that is pretty simple actually to print and then put the SV08 just in, so we do not have to modify the printer itself. We get pretty flexible in what we want to do with this. And I'm also intending, as I told you, I'm gonna do SLA printing in here. And this is basically my ventilation solution for printing ABS, ASA, and SLA in my workshop with printers that are normally not supposed to be used for that. So that's my story about this case. So what I'm going to do now is we're finally fixing one of the final panels on this side, and then we're going to just start all over on the other side so you can see how this is coming together from the start. So let me finish this. So nothing can come apart. Now also you're pretty free, or you're totally free to decide what side is what side, right? You can basically just say this is the front, this is the back, this is the side. Up to you to choose where you want to have the doors, for example. So in my case, I think I'm going to keep the original idea. We're going to have closed side panels. We are going to have a back panel where we're going to make 2 holes for the ventilation, and we're going to have 2 front doors. So swapping out the side panel for something like the printed version is fairly easy as well. We just have to remove the panels, and then we can attach different ones. So coming back to the chat in a second, if you have any questions, just want to finish the mounting. So this is, how many are left? I think we have everything in place. Is there, this isn't yet fully done, I guess. It is pretty much fixed, I guess. Just don't want to overdo the screws. That is one of the downsides of the 16 millimeter. I wish I had the 14 millimeter, because the 16 is, like, for most of these panels, it is pretty accurate in terms of the length. For some reason, this one is still not completely fixed, so maybe I have to replace the screw there, or I need to, I don't know. Let's figure this out later. This doesn't really matter at the moment. So he's here. Did I miss one of the screws here? Oh yeah, I missed one. So let's do this one here. Yeah, the 16 millimeters is, it's slightly too long, but maybe I'm just gonna order 14 millimeters from Amazon and wait for them and replace some of them later when I have them. The thing is, I had to go to the hardware store. It was a Saturday and I didn't want to wait for the Amazon delivery. Now you probably have to get different length. Doesn't really matter. So we're gonna just turn this around, and we're starting all over on this side here. So we will see how this is coming together from the start, including my little hack with the heat gun. So 4 corner pieces. Give me 1 second. So, I'll be... Na, du... Hey, bleibst du bitte aus dem Bild raus? So, daughter is coming to the studio and wants to see what's happening. But for her privacy, we don't want to show her. She needs something from me, so let's. I will have you excuse me for a couple minutes, and I will be back in 5 minutes so we can continue doing this build. So enjoy. Get some beverages. Get some cold drinks, and I'll be back in a second because we're here to relax and have fun. And so you should be, as I had it in the beginning, you should have some cold beverages ready, have a relaxed seating position, most importantly, to enjoy the stream.
You set my body, all of my body on fire. I melt in your hands, soaked in sweat when we dance. I fall to my knees, baby. Wanna get you alone now, not ready to ignite. I want us to go home now, now turn off every light, baby, burn me to ashes. Then I rise, then I rise. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on fire. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on fire. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body. You set my body, all on my body on fire. You set my body, all on my body. You
person in the house that can solve technical problems. You're going to support the family even at night. Oh my goodness. So when daughters need something, everything else stops. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. So where was I? I was just about to do this here. So I need my the heat gun. Also realized when I started this that at some point I'm going to have issues reaching into the case. So it's going to be interesting how this is when we have two walls mounted in the back. How easy it is to finish the rest. So again, this is one of the parts that will cause troubles with the M4 nuts falling out. So I'm definitely have to fix this one in place. So my solution for this is quite simple actually. Just gonna have this nut in. I'm gonna heat this up. Is the cable long enough? Yeah. So excuse for the noise. You just quickly heat it up. 1, 2, 3. It's already enough. So just gonna push this little bridge down tiny bit. So hopefully nut cannot fall out anymore. Yeah, that's it. So basically I just pushed this little bridge here, and now it at least keeps the nut from falling. And we can even push it a bit further. I think it's still, yeah, it still could take a little more. And we don't want to heat it up for too long. Just a few seconds and then push. So this should keep the nut from falling out. And we'll do this basically for all of the parts that are oriented this way, so the lower parts. Everything else up here is pretty safe, but if we figure out that stuff is falling out, then we still have to do this. I think I did it for most of the parts here on the other side. I just did it as a precaution because to reduce the annoyance of having to reinsert everything all the time. So this is yeah, this is maybe one of the downsides of having an. Sometimes it's actually holding like this. Maybe depends also on the, I don't know. Sometimes there is some little rest of filament, some stringing inside of the nut slot, and then it's maybe holding better. But sometimes it is not enough, and so we cannot keep it like that. So let's do it at least for the first couple of parts that are on the lower end. So we have a little less or an easier time to keep stuff together. So yeah, that wasn't enough, obviously. We also don't want to overdo that. But this should already be good enough, I guess. Yeah. It can take a little more. Yeah, I have to figure out the timing for this. I think this is fine now. So, and you want to hold it a bit because when it doesn't cool down while getting pressed in, this is actually the interesting part about the 3D printed bridge here, that it comes back to the original position. When you heat it up, it's gonna come back and stretch out again. So interesting observation that I made. I was kind of surprised by that. I always thought that when you start deforming the plastic that it probably doesn't come back into its original position, but seems that it is actually kind of having a memory effect, at least for the bridges here. Still too warm. So this should be fine. So now just this little modification here keeps the nuts from falling out. I think a proper M4, a metric version of this part could solve this problem just in the 3D printing process, but the only real metric adaptation of this thing here is all of these connector pieces are, there's actually a metric version for the parts connector. That has been redesigned for the proper M4 nut size, but all of the rest is still the imperial sizing. And I think this is probably the reason why this is happening. So let's see, what's chat doing? Hey, I missed a couple of people coming to the chat. Let me start from the top. Let me see who's joined recently. RDSPT, 3D Your Life. Welcome to the stream. Victor Nozzle. Victor Nozzle. Is this intended? Nerftastic. Welcome. Alt F4. Welcome to the stream. Who has like Arbush X. Phonom. What are the giveaway rules for this channel? It's simply you have to be watching on Twitch. And as soon as you start watching on Twitch, you're automatically collecting nozzles. This is just happening while you're watching, so you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to pay anything or subscribe or something. It is not bound to any financial input from your end. Just watching the stream will give you nozzles every 10 minutes. You're going to get 5. And then you can decide whether you want to enter the giveaway at some point. And for this month, we have this printer in the giveaway. And to enter the giveaway, just spend your tickets. Why ticket? With the ticket command. And you can either just select figure out how many tickets you have by doing the command. So tickets or nozzles. No, nozzles. And you can figure out how many you already collected. And then you can decide whether you want to spend them all or you just want to spend a few and enter them into the pot for the giveaway. And at the end, we're going to draw a winner by a random choice. And yeah, some people probably will say, I'm not going to enter the giveaway. I'm waiting for something better and keep their nozzles for the future, which is absolutely a thing that you can do. So you are basically choosing when and how and if you want to enter your nozzles that you collected by watching the stream on any given day when I'm live. This only works on Twitch and only works while I'm live. So, super dad, yeah, thank you. Yeah, family first, of course, always. So, any more questions? What material did you use to print this? I've used PLA, and that's actually the right moment since you're asking me. The perfect moment for thanking our sponsor. Sponsor of this video is 3D Jake. I want to thank 3D Jake for sending 8 kilograms of PLA from their Eco PLA line in silver, red, blue, different colors to print this project. So thanks a lot for sponsoring this video. And I also have a discount code in the video description that is available until November. That way you can get 5% off from any purchase on 3D Jake. There is also currently an additional code available that I'm going to also put in the video description. I didn't put it there yet. But if you come back tomorrow, you will find that it is an additional 10% off if you are a first-time customer of 3D Jake at any given point. If you register as a new customer, you can get 10% off of your first purchase with a link that I'm going to put in the video description. Maybe I should do it right now so you can find it. And some of you already know this shop, and it is I discovered it. It's in Austria, which is interesting that they are running the shop from Austria and selling to Germany and selling international, which is yeah, it's kind of nice. And some occasion, like accidentally, by accident, it became my most favorite shop to get stuff from for 3D printing, so materials. And I also have the Nobufill, right? I'm also buying the Nobufill now from them because I used to buy Nobufill ABSX from Nobufill directly, which is also an Austrian company. But then I realized 3D Jake also has it, and I can get it there as well. And so combine my purchase and just get everything from them. That's very much appreciated. So let me see if I think I have. Ooh, I have to log in again to get the code. So yeah, give me a minute. So I'm gonna give you the code in the video description so you can basically also check it out just for completeness. But by the way, then this is what I can tell you, that we agreed on this little joint venture on this project, which I'm grateful. So let me see. This code is here, hopefully. Double checking if this is working. Is it? Here we go. Oh my goodness, this is a super long link. I'm going to put it in the YouTube description so you can find it there. Right, so it's temporary code that works for, I don't know how long this code is going to work, but it's definitely a code for first-time customers of 3D Jake. So voucher code and first-time customers 10% off code or link is here. Yeah, so I put the link in the video description, and this is basically the link here for the German shop, and this is the link for the international shop. So you see it by looking at the last domain name, 3djake.de, that's the German shop, and the 3djake UK is the UK shop. So if you're interested, you can select the one that you... No, don't memorize it. I'm gonna copy it to the video description. I'm sorry, the link is super long. Maybe I'm gonna shorten it, but not by not tonight. That takes a little bit to do this. So let me put it in the video description of the YouTube video so you can check it out later. So that's done. Yeah, I know it's super long, but anyways, we want to continue building. I want to get something done. So my idea was first inserting all of the lower just the lower frame, so the U parts, so that we have a little U here. Then we're going to insert the panel, so it is not falling out anymore, because it is also something that, yeah, you need to consider, because the panel is not, how would we otherwise mount it? We could, the other option to do this without having it always falling or tilting out is maybe just doing it from the top. But then you have to turn around this whole thing all the time. But if you have a lower table, or if you're not working on a standing table like I'm currently doing, it is probably even easier to do that. But I am doing it this way. So let's keep this one. That's great, not falling out anymore. And we need 2 more until we can start. And again, I think we might have to do this also for... Yeah, we might have to do this also for the side elements, because it's still a chance. Realized that last time when I did the first one, it's still a chance that things are starting to fall out if you start fumbling around with the stuff. So one of the downsides of this construction is honestly that that's the metric version, or the non-metric version. It's not available as a metric version, at least for these parts, is that the M4 nut is really not properly fixed in the slot, and it's always moving and potentially also not aligning with the hole, and then you have a hard time getting the screw in or grabbing the thread. So this is another problem that I realized in my first tests of this. But yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it work anyways. Good. I think this is at least enough to start now. So, how do we start? Just gonna start with one of the first elements, and how this works. We have the nuts here on this side of the holder, of the panel holder, and we're gonna insert it like this, so it's gonna attach to the frame, and the screws are coming from the back. So we can just have the first couple of pieces attached to the frame, and then we can do the panel. And again, I think the screw length isn't perfect because, yeah, again, the 16mm was my only option on the weekend. So interesting enough, for most of the parts it works, but we can also try to use the shorter ones. Sometimes they work, sometimes they are just enough, but sometimes they aren't long enough. So I'm wondering where this is coming from, why this is. Not 100% sure. So here, for example, it seems to be grabbing the thread, but also I think that the nut is, because it's too small for this little hole, for the slot, is also turning inside of the slot. So as soon as we insert the screw and we start tightening this, the whole nut it's not being fixed in place, so it can turn. And so getting this properly fixed is not the easiest, to be, at least it's not the easiest way. So there's still a little bit of play here. Not sure if this is, yeah. I think we cannot get it, like, I think with the 16mm it's not easy to fix it properly. Yeah, this might work. So it's really borderline, because I'm afraid that at some point I might actually crack this part, and the screw might come out, or at least it might push too much against the outer layers, and then it might crack the part. This could definitely happen, but we're gonna give it a try anyways, and we'll see. I'd rather have it properly fixed in place than too little thread grabbing, and maybe that's also the solution that we might have. If the screw is going in completely, we might also solve that nut turning problem, at least a bit, but it seems that it is, yeah, it seems it works. Yeah, but it's too long. For this part we have plenty of, I mean, this is crazy. So where this variation comes from, I have no idea why the length is so much different, or I don't know, parts are such a different diameter. Don't understand this, honestly. Maybe in the printing process that temperatures are slightly different, or maybe also my little hack here makes the part different in a way. It pushes it more together, and then maybe it increases the diameter, or what is happening here? The next issue is that if you are not careful, you're gonna drop your screws inside of this frame. And then you have a very fun time to find them. Get them out of this, out of the inner part. So let's try with the shorter one. Is this working? It's unfortunate. I wish I had ordered the 14mm versions, honestly. I was happy with the 16mm, and now I figure they are probably too long. Just a tiny bit. We can use washers maybe, like when we are adding another part, we can use washers. Maybe. But I don't want to, because that's overcomplication. Come on. Why is this not working? So this is definitely not fixed in place properly. And I can already feel that the screw is pushing against the outer. We can try to find some. I have a couple of M4 screws here. Maybe I'm lucky and I have at least a few more in a different length. I have my doubts that we have enough. They have a bit of a different screw head. So this is definitely not the right one for this build, because it is sunken head. It's supposed to be sunken head, and this is a bolted head. Even if I use the 14mm, which I have in this length, I still probably have to use washers. So we can try to use these other ones and see if we can use washers to fix the topic of, yeah, the head is too small, basically. It's probably not going to work properly. But if we use the 14mm with a washer, we might be just having the right length, but not the proper screw. Again, we can try if this is working. Let's see. Might be a solution. Not perfect. So, at least the one that is currently in is for sure too long. So let's take this out. Come on. So let's try 14mm with the washer. Is the washer going to fit? Maybe this is going to be difficult, at least. So let me figure. Need a better screwdriver. It fits properly. Here we go. Is this the right one? Yep. So, why is this? Where are we looking? Looking in the wrong direction. So, trying again. 14mm with washer. Let's try. Let's see if this works. Are we grabbing even? Like, we're not going through here. Maybe we don't need the washer actually. Let's see. Maybe the thicker head is. Maybe it's actually working. Let's see if it's still going through. With the washer, it didn't go in. Now we have the screw coming out here. It is definitely probably still too long, but that might be to the bigger head or the smaller head. So it goes in deeper, and it still might be too long for this part. But let's see. We're grabbing the nut. But it's turning around and turning around. It's not fixed. Why is it not fixed? Come on. You know what? I think what we need to do to fix this problem finally is really to get the nut in place and glue it in place, or even get a proper metric version of this part printed. This is not, it's not really working. I mean, it is working, it was working on the other side, but it is not perfect. Right? So I can imagine that we can maybe glue this in place. The problem is with this nut in this little slot here, you can see the slot is too big, the nut is turning when you try to insert the screw. It's not falling out anymore, but also that, if we would adjust the part for the metric version properly, we could just have it a little bit smaller and so it wouldn't fall out anymore. We could push it in place and we could also make it not turn. I think that wasn't really intended, or it wasn't planned by the designer. And I think that's also why I believe that this version here, the connector piece, is also just an afterthought, because they created this way after the project had been launched. There was another adapter actually for the M4 screws. And then they created this specific M4 version of the connector, which works perfectly fine. But they didn't change anything else, so maybe we have to do it ourselves now. Otherwise, I know I'm going crazy like that if I have to do this now and continue like that. It's simply not satisfying. And you have to try and try and try and try, and it's not working. And using these other screws that are definitely not the right head diameter, they are also not perfect and not working properly. They're too long, and they solve only, that is solving only half of the problem. Not going to solve my nut fixation problem. So let's go into, maybe let's figure out how we can do that. So I can print the different versions for the next. Yeah, we can try to glue this. This is definitely a solution that we can try. I'm just afraid that using the glue might also something go into the thread, and then I'm really in a very bad spot. I have super glue here, so I can try with this one at least and see if it properly stays there. Yeah, but I think I have to get a fresh one. A fresh super glue is probably, we need some fresh bottle. Is it dry? Dr. Love Cherry, thank you for following on Twitch. Awesome. Thank you, thank you. So, reach the follower goal of 110. This is awesome. I think it's actually not dry. Maybe just the... Maybe it is just... We need just a new cap. This might actually be the reason. Let's get a new cap. It is possible that my super glue, there is some super glue in the cap. I think last time I already had the same issue that it wasn't going through anymore. Though it looks okay. It looks okay. Well, let's just try the different cap. And it's medium. This medium glue, so it's not that fluid. Let's see if it works. So, is it coming? Yeah, so maybe the cap there was some glue in the cap and then it's stopped working. So we're just gonna leave it like that. So just a tiny drop should fix our problem, hopefully, for now. So I'm going to do this for at least the middle pieces here now, so we can try if it works for the middle pieces. Dr. Love Cherry, just subscribe with Prime. Thank you very much. Thank you for spending your Prime subscription on my channel. That's going to help me. So thank you for the support. One of the things that I have to be super careful now is that I'm centering this nut before it is finally fixed in place. That's not easy. Oh my god. Why is it not staying there? So, and we have another one here. We want to also use some super glue and just leave it there for a minute or something until it's dry. Happy Wednesday, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, a couple of questions. Can't you drill the hole deeper so there is more clearance? Yeah, the thing is, the hole is shaped. We can take a look at the part. I think it's this, the way how this part is looking. Let me open Orca Slicer. So this part, or at least the two parts that are coming together, there is two sides to the problem actually. The one thing is the frame elements. So each of the frame elements has little holes here and basically an insertion slot for the screw. And let me see. So let's find this part. So let me open this file. This is water modular. This is basically just one of the elements. So this is the part. And you see the insertion slot for the screw that is here. It is made for a sunken head, goes through here, and what we could do is either for the 16mm. I don't want to reprint these parts, right? They are very heavy and quite expensive to reprint in a way because they use a lot of material. So the only way to fix the length problem is probably just by adjusting the counterpart, which is this middle piece here. No, not this one. Which is it? side holder. I think this is the right piece. So this is the piece that is going to, this is our holder piece for the glass panel or the acrylic panel. So you see the nut goes into the slot, and it is clearly, there is even, you see the shape of the hex nut, right? So it's already, it's actually supposed to be holding that in place, but since it is not metric, it is too big. Probably too wide, too high, or too wide and too wide and too high. And so the nut is moving around, and we only have a distinct depth available here. We have a little bit of space here where we have some room for the screw to go in, but it's not much because we also need some layers here to cover this. And you can already see on the part where this little cutout is that you can see that. Here we go. You can see where this little cavity is for the hole. This is really, it's already visible. This is not because of the screw was pushing, but it's, the layer here is quite thin. So the counterpart is quite thin, and that's why the length of the screw has to be kind of perfectly matching, and we have only a tiny bit of variation. So that's why I think gluing the nut in place is one solution, but definitely to adapt the part to metric is maybe the better solution in the long run, to have a proper adjustment for the M4, so it can be pushed in with some force and then it's going to stay there. Not using glue. I would prefer not to use the glue, but yeah, it's how it is. So let's try. Is this already dry? Not yet. It's not completely dry yet. This is not the fastest super glue, so it's supposed to be probably a couple more minutes. Hopefully this is working. Again, let's see if this makes the problem, or this solves the problem in any way. Yeah, Bastlerei. Right answer. Where's the metal saw? Do you really want to cut? Do you really want to cut 50 screws or something? It's not fun. We could try that, but I just don't want to do that. Cut it with a Dremel. Yeah, I mean, this is not a, like we could do that, but I'm kind of reluctant to do this. Oh my goodness. So 3D Your Life has a question: do you have to be present to win? No, you don't have to be present to win. You can just, like, when you have to be present to if you want to enter the giveaway, you have to be watching the stream on Twitch to gain the nozzles. But once you have them, once you have some nozzles at least in your account, you can go on the Twitch chat, even if I'm not live, and enter into the giveaway. So and if you've done it now and you say, bye-bye, I'm gone, and you still can win. So that's definitely the case. All right, you can enter now, spend your tickets, buy your tickets basically, and then leave. I'm still going to contact you via chat. All good. Thank you for all the video content. Just got into 3D printing and you will have helped a lot. Appreciate that a lot. Print the right size screws. Yeah, maybe that is the next iteration of the project, is to have all of the stuff printed and not having any screws and any bolts as a hardware. Why not? Actually, why not? So, in the meanwhile, while the glue is still drying, I will just try the opposite side here. I'm going to try fixing this corner piece. Again, I think I'm going to start with where's my hex driver? Here we go. I'm going to start with the short screws to see if, like, I think we have to try, because it seems like every single printed part is a little bit different. So let's see if we are lucky in this case. And other thing that I realized that these specific screws don't have a huge cutout for the hex driver, so it's always falling. So seems that we're not so lucky. So this is, here we don't reach enough, or the nut is turning. I have two choices here. I think it's not long enough. So let's try something else. I have one more idea. Since we figured that these screws in the 14mm are too long, but maybe the 12mm are just right. So maybe they are just this 1mm longer in the specific slot because their shape is different. So you're going in. This could actually be just this 1mm longer because of the shape of the screw fitting better into this hole. Let's see if this works better. So, I mean, the nut is still turning around, but if you're lucky, you can press it against the wall of the part and then it might stop turning. So this could actually work, the 12mm with this different head. That goes in slightly deeper into this hole, and let's see if we can make it work. I think we're lucky. I think we can use this. The problem is I don't have a lot of the screws, so it's probably just, I don't know, how many is this in the box? 55. Maybe this could be enough, but I probably have used already a couple of the screws. Maybe I have already used them in some other projects already. But we might be lucky, we could get away with using the 12mm. Let's try this one here, which is it dry now? I'm not sure. Looks like could be at least enough to fix this nut where it should stay. So let's see if this works. I think I'm gonna leave it like that, not trying to tighten it too much for now. So I think that the glue is still not perfectly dry, but still I think it already has kind of an effect to hold the nut a little bit better in place. So halfway dry or something, this is already good enough. Let's see. Why not? Why is it not working? What is happening? Okay, it's grabbing, not over tightening that yet at least. So let's just keep it slightly loose, but good enough for the first try. So we have this first section done now. That means we can bring the panel and have it put it into the slot. Okay, I guess this works. So nothing is rattling around here, moving. Nothing moves. So let's get the panel. I have probably enough screws for this. At least for this side, I have enough screws. Electrician pliers have slots for cutting screws. Normal soft screws are easy to cut. Yeah, M3 is probably easier. It might be. The M4 might be challenging. Stainless steel screws. I'm not sure if they are really easy to cut. Another option is using self-tapping screws from the outside. Yeah, but the size of the screw then needs to be much, much bigger, right? So we need to have a bigger diameter, so it really grabs the holes. So I'm wondering how big the screws then have to be. Maybe something like 5 millimeters or something. 4 to 5 millimeters. So that could work. But probably doesn't look that elegant anymore because you're definitely going to see the screw heads a lot. So I see for the other side here where we already have the screws, and we definitely need to replace some of the screws to make it not move that much. Because if the printer is running, it's definitely going to be making some noise when the parts are moving. They are not perfectly fixed. It's shaking. Okay, let's see. Don't use the holes. Okay, so let's get the panel. Next one, and let's get it in place. So I have, I mean, with acrylic panels, there is so many different versions available. I went for not the cheapest, but at least some cheaper version of the panels. I think one of the panels is, how much did I pay? 15 euros or something for one of the panels, so something around that with taxes. So not too expensive, and they already have, you can get it with raw corners or raw cut, but I decided to go with the polished corners, so I don't have to do that myself. Because I think, I mean, you can do it yourself, you can polish the corners or deburring is basically the right term to say, the right word. So you can do that yourself and get it a little bit cheaper. But I was a little bit afraid that I might scratch it while doing it. That's why I ordered them already deburred and polished, so that we have a little less work to do here. So, and I also need to take off the protection foil before we can insert this into the slot. Afterwards, it's going to be difficult. So, this is prepared. So now we are going to push it in. And challenging is get it in the lower end. Everything is fitting. Yeah, nice. So now nothing can fall, but I am afraid this screw here isn't still not very tight. So I think I'm going to replace this one here with the M12 that we had in the bottom. And still safely do this, hopefully. Can I? Can we get this out? Come out. So, there we go. Please do not fall into the frame. I don't need that. So we're gonna use the M4 12mm instead. Come on. So slightly shorter, but probably properly afterwards. This is critical because I don't want this to fall, tilt out or something. So this should be properly fixed. If any of the middle pieces isn't fixed properly, this is probably not an issue, but at least the corner pieces should be properly fixed so they don't ever come out. Even if there is some vibration from the printer or something, they should stay. If some of these middle elements are kind of loose at some point, I'm not super worried. So next part to do is actually just, first of all, inserting all of these individual pieces, and we can already glue everything together here. Maybe that's better. We just do the gluing to fix the nuts a tiny bit more. So we need 3 on each side. One, two, 3, 4, 5. More screw nuts. So, and then we are going to glue them together, or we're going to glue them in place. So, at least this is properly prepared. Let's do this. I think the glue was actually a good suggestion from your side. Should have done this right from the start. Just makes my life easier. So we're gonna wait a couple of minutes. I never heard a streamer talk about this nuts as you do. Yeah, nuts. Nuts. We're doing nuts. So 2 more, 3 more to go. At least these are the ones for the side, which are supposed to be a little bit fiddly because they might fall out, even though it's not oriented down, but still chances are that these are going to fall out because of vibrations and stuff while you're mounting everything, and then you're gonna be having a lot of fun getting this together. So let's just have a little bit more glue here. So at least the last one for this session, maybe. Not 100% sure about the top. We want to do that as well. Then we have the corner pieces where we probably want to do the same. Just for our peace of mind. You don't have to be angry later. But the downside is that we have to wait a little bit now, that the glue dries at least a tiny bit. This is not the fastest, not the fastest super glue. Who said that I'm talking about my own nuts, right? Never said that. By the way, we have one new chat emoji, which is, if you want to figure out what emojis you can get if you are following on Twitch, there is a couple of custom emojis that I created. One is new. By demand, I created this one. Why is it not working? Double extra. Yes, you use colon and then Daniel. So if you start colon Daniel, and then you will figure all of the different icons, or you can just hit the button on the right hand side of the chat and find all the Crosslink icons. And the new one is this here. This is the little benchy boat. By demand, I created this. We have the hammer, of course. We have the bolt, but we probably need nuts. At some point, we need the nuts. So currently, my only issue is that I don't have enough slots anymore for new emojis. So I think the next, when do we get more emoji slots? Actually, I have to figure out when this is going to happen. Let me figure this out. Emotes, when do we get a new slot? Do we actually ever get new slots? That's a good question. I'm not that familiar yet with the Twitch rules. How do we get more emotes? Yeah, I think we need 10 subscribers to the channel until we get another one. So we can get 6 when I have reached 10 subscribers on Twitch, which might happen eventually. And then we can add a couple more. So let's see. Maybe I'm going to replace one of the other emojis, the spool. We have 2 different spool emojis, which is love spool and smiling spool. So maybe we're just gonna replace one of them with the nut. When we keep the second spool for later and have it as an additional emoji later on. I also need to create some special subscriber emotes. Sorry that I didn't do that. So if you are already subscribing to the channel, please let me know what kind of emotes you want as a subscriber. So as a little bit of a bonus. I can still create, we have 5 slots for tier 1 standard emotes available, and I think we can also create animated emotes, which is also interesting. So I want to really go, really want to do that. I like the community on Twitch, and also the stuff around all of these animated emotes and the animated GIFs that we can use. So there's definitely going to be more. So the glue is drying, I think we have to wait a little bit more. But let me just count again how many we need. So we have the ones for the side. We probably also want to do it for the top, just as a preparation step. So at least we have everything in place for this whole side panel for tonight. My best guess is that we're going to finish the back panel next week and also the doors. I will most likely print and mount the back panel on the weekend when I have some spare time, and keep the door for our next stream, so at least one of the doors. So I actually wanted to finish it this week, but I just had no time. And so I set the new goal to be finishing this whole thing next week. But to do that in the stream, I have to prepare some stuff. So maybe get a few more parts mounted until next week, so we only do the final touches. So it doesn't take that long anymore. So I think if we are doing this consistently with the glue, for me it feels like this is making my life a lot easier now. How do we enter? Just go to Twitch and use the Twitch link to my Twitch channel and watch from there. And you can also do the command !giveaway on Twitch to figure out how this all works. Right? If you are on Twitch, you will see this. You can just go to the chat on Twitch and say !giveaway, and then it will show you the all the instructions that you need to know. It's not showing up here on screen, but it's currently showing up in the Twitch chat. So we decided that we're going to do all of this interactive stuff on Twitch because it's so much easier. It just works. And on YouTube, I always struggle to get it working. You cannot make it work in parallel, basically. You have to choose where you want to do this. Otherwise, it's just simply not working. It's not synchronizing. We have 24 people in the giveaway. So I guess since all of that stuff here is drying at the moment, and we still have to wait a couple more minutes, this could be the right time to actually do the giveaway. What do you think about that? Should we do it now? I mean, we can still wait a little bit. Let's take a brief look at how we are going with the giveaway. 27 people have entered 1,489 tickets. So if you think about how every ticket is 2 minutes watch time, that's quite a lot. So people are still entering. I would say we should give what's the time? It's 10:11. So we can say let's give it 4 more minutes, so to 10:15, and then we are going to do the giveaway. What do you think about that? Because everyone who is watching or who wants to enter is probably already there. And we have 8 people on YouTube, 20 people on Twitch. So everyone, again, shout out to everyone who on YouTube watching. If you want to take participation in this giveaway, you have to go to Twitch and watch on Twitch to gain some nozzles in the next couple of minutes using the !giveaway. You will figure out how this works. It's also written here on the public page. And we're gonna wait until 10:15 for you to enter, but I think it's probably not enough time if you're not yet on Twitch. But I can assure you that this is not going to be the last 3D printer for this year. So if you're missing this one, then you'll have a chance next time. Don't worry. So I'm gonna give you a couple more minutes and I will check my super glue status. So it's making some progress here. So it's looking good. It's looking good. I think we can start mounting a couple more pieces. Let's just, as a first step, let's just insert the parts, because this is what we have to do anyways. We have to slide them in. Because this is the only way how this is going to work. You have no chance to get the parts in once. Let's say we have fixed these corners here. You cannot slide in anything from the side anymore because it's pushing too much against the frame. So we have to push these pieces in first, and then we can start inserting the screws. I would probably start with the corner pieces so nothing can fall out anymore. So, corner pieces. Number one. And the second corner element. And then we can start. I mean, I hope that the super glue is dry enough now that we can at least, I think we should at least fix 2 corner screws here so nothing can fall out. So let's do the top one here. Is this working? I'm wondering, are we grabbing the thread here? Might be, might not be. Oh yeah, I guess we're there. Almost there. So this is not moving anymore. Let's do the opposite corner. Are we there? I don't quite understand why it's still difficult to grab the thread. Or is the nut still turning? I don't think it's... So it is at least not moving anymore. I would give the super glue a little bit more time now, because I have the feeling that this was still turning. And what you see, this is where we are going to be at the end. We have this panel in place. We have at least the 2 side panels, the opposite. These are the side panels, and I will do the back panel as well. Cutting some hole in there for my hose adapter, and then we'll do the doors next time. then we are going to be done. And the top element is also coming on. This is this very same procedure. So this is rather uninteresting because it's absolutely identical to the side elements, with the only difference that the top panel will have a little hole for the filament feeding in from the outside if you want that. I am probably not going to do that. I'm probably going to leave it unharmed. I'm going to have the filament in the case and in the enclosure, and I'm gonna have a filament dryer even inside, so I think I'm not gonna use an external spool because it's so much room, we have so much volume here that we can easily put the filament dryer even in this whole thing. So I think we're gonna do the giveaway now. Let's kick this off. We are already a little bit over time. We set 10:15. We're gonna do that. I'm hopping over to the giveaway page. Let me see where this is. Loyalty. Here we go. So we're going to close the giveaway. Couple people entering. So your last chance now to enter. We have 29 people in the giveaway. I am going to do it right now, closing it. And it's closed now. It's also saying in the chat, no more entries are possible. And I am going to do the winner drawing. So 3, 2, 1, brace yourself, and let's go. And the winner is Spline 72. Spline 72. Awesome. 12% chance to win. Congratulations to Spline 72. Winning. We have a. Yes, you already won something. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. This is actually the second time a person wins the second time. How is this even possible? But it is how it is, right? It is how it is. It's pure luck. And I think last time we had someone winning who was only entering with 5 tickets and others had 100 tickets and still they won. So it's like, it's how it is. Congratulations to winning. I mean, I need to get the printer on stage, my friends. I totally forgot. There's this whole thing here. It's super. I mean, we don't have space for the printer, my friends. I can. We have one. We have a camera here. We have a camera. We have the heat set camera. So congratulations to Spline 72 to winning this printer. I'm going to pack it up tomorrow, send it out. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. And I have a second printer going out tomorrow to a good friend who also wants to start 3D printing. So getting to the goal of reducing my fleet and really coming down to a point where I only have the printers here that I really use, because that is actually, honestly, that's a problem that has become a problem over time. It is like I was becoming a printer collector versus a printer user, and that is yeah, but that's useless, right? If you have them standing around and they are not producing stuff, then where's the point of actually keeping them? So that's why you are all lucky that you can win stuff here. So the question is probably, what are we going to do next time? Right, so what is the next giveaway? Thank you, Yugender, for subscribing with Prime. Thanks you so much. Yeah, they are great dust catchers, and this is the problem, right? This is a great hobby, but if you're not doing stuff with it, it's totally meaningless. And subs goal of 10. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my friends. How is it going so fast? Like, why are 10 people? Like, is this happening? This is crazy. Why is it? Do we have already 10 subscribers? It's true. Can this be true? I have no idea. For me, it says 6, but let me double check. Is this actually true? How many? I think it's still 6 subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Really, I love your support for this channel. Honestly, I have to tell you, at some point, and this is really some insight that I want to give you into my life as a creator, if you will. I think I have mentioned this a couple of times here, that I am not a full-time creator. I'm not a full-time content creator. I'm working a full-time job, reduced the hours now to 4 days a week. So I'm on reduced time in my main job, and I'm using 1 day a week for working on my projects, working on the 3D printing projects and the channel and everything around. But I am far from making significant money that could sustain a full-time job or something, or a full-time business. So that's why I'm currently trying to figure out how to do, maybe do something that keeps me on the track, maybe going at some time making 3D printing at least a more significant contribution to the family income. My other job is at AWS, which I'm working as a solution architect manager at Amazon Web Services. So I have a team there of 7 people, and that's my main job, and that's keeping me busy, to be honest. I was there since 6 years now. I started as a solution architect. Now I went for the manager role there, and I really love it. But I also decided at some point that I will not make this my main gig, so to say. I want to keep it for the fun, and that's also why I started streaming, right? Because that gives me the opportunity to talk to you a lot more and to be more personally involved with you, versus making videos that are still probably useful. Don't get me wrong. I still think that making videos makes sense, but also the live character and the live event is something that I did not use that a lot in the past. Now I started to appreciate this kind of format a lot more, and I probably can make some more videos, but I'm definitely going to be consistently being there for you in the live format. You must be very unhappy there since you can't use nuts there. Yes, yeah. So it's definitely something with no hardware involved, right? So that's also maybe the reason why I'm keeping the hobby, because I have this kind of abstract job, which is very much software only. So there's no hardware, anything touching physically involved. And so I think it's a good contribution to my personal well-being to have such a hobby still going, and that's why I think I appreciate also doing the channel a lot. But again, I mean, I wanted to give you some insight. So you guys watching the videos and subscribing, not subscribing, but on Twitch it's called subscription, on YouTube it's called subscribe, but it's different. On YouTube it's called joining the channel. On Twitch it's called subscribing to the channel. That means you're contributing with your Prime subscription, and I think I get, how much do I get? I don't know. From the €5 or something, I get 2 or something. I don't know exactly. I haven't checked it. But you're contributing to my channel, and I can use that money. On Twitch I didn't get any payout yet, but on YouTube I get some money from the advertising revenue every single month, and that is, there's probably different reasons why this has gone down so much. Like, it has really significantly dropped since 2 years. It's going down, 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 down. So the ad revenue on YouTube is like declining. Now I think it's kind of stable. But I was actually much better 2 years back, probably during Corona time. Corona was actually a good time where there was more advertising going on YouTube, and probably that I was kind of feeling, okay, this might be the thing, this might become, maybe this might go into the right direction. And then after COVID was over, I just did what I did and continued, and maybe wasn't that consistent. And then since then, the income from YouTube is like declining. Every single month it went down. And I think it's down by 3/4. So it's like 25% left of what I had in COVID. So it's still, I'm still good, and I can still finance my hobby stuff here, and not that expensive stuff anymore, but I can still kind of pay for the hobby with that. And so I can still make stuff for you, and we can do basically everything that we want. But that's how it is. Like it's just financing the hobby as it is, which is of course a super luxury position, but it's also not in any way contributing to the family income, or it's also not properly replacing the appropriate, how to say it, I reduced 20% of my work time, so I also reduced my salary by 20%, but that is not, I'm not making that. I'm not, never, like, this is, I'm so far away from that, and my goal eventually is that at least I can make an equal amount contributing to the family income for the time that I'm not working at my main job, if you know what I mean. But to do that, I think I have to do some changes. Probably I have to figure out how to, maybe creating some products, or increasing the number of subscribers on my channel, doing more video. But I think the advertising way is not the thing that will work for me. It probably is more like I have to find a way. Maybe I can create something. I'm thinking about it every single day, to create some products or something that is 3D printable, or I can print stuff for other people. That's also not kind of the best way. I tried that, and I had this huge project going on. You remember the computer case project, which was, yeah, it was probably not a loss, but it was more or less paying for itself, because I learned a lot, and I also I paid a lot to build a little bit of a printer fleet. So I reinvested every single money that I got from the project, reinvested it into the business, if you will. And so this can work in the long run, but I don't get these kind of consistent projects in yet. So I have to figure out a way how either to get projects in, or I have to do some products that are basically printable hundreds of times, and selling them somewhere on eBay, on Etsy, on Amazon. That might be another solution, but this is I can tell you this is not easy, because there's so many other people doing that, and you have to have something very unique, and well, the design effort is at least high enough so it cannot be copied just in a day or something, right? I found the best way to make money is to design small 3D printed products, can turn around orders quickly in large numbers. Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking about that. Doing reviews, I think, because Alexander is mentioning that, I totally like to do these kind of honest reviews. The problem with that is, for example, I didn't mention it today, but the project that we're doing here is, the purpose of this project is, of course, that I want to have this enclosure. But it is also, the purpose of this project is also to print all of the parts on the Ender 3v3 to figure out how does this printer perform when we run 8 kilogram plus material through the printer in a couple of weeks now. And so realistically, to make a review about this printer, it's not like, I don't want to talk down any other channels, but the thing is, I doubt that anyone else who had the printer for a review ran 8 kilograms of filament through the printer. Now you could also debate me and say, does this make any difference? I think it will make a difference in a way that you can tell over a longer period of time, really using the device intensively and running a significant amount of filament through the printer, doing some nozzle swaps, doing some unclogging, doing some filament swaps and stuff, that you will be able to really tell, is this thing actually good and does it perform even not just for some benchy prints, but on the long run. So that's what makes reviews for me a little bit different and difficult, more difficult, at least more effort. Because I'm trying to use the devices that I get for free, to really use them. On the other hand, the thing is that there's also a commitment to make the review, which means I have to do it and I have to make the video and I have to put in the effort of editing. And then you can debate that because of the fact that I'm quite late and I'm putting in a lot of time, I probably not get that kind of higher exposure than other people that are doing it at the day of the launch, to be honest. And then I might not get the ad revenue that probably is already spent, and I might not get the number of views, but I don't care. The fact is I do not care about that. I do not care. I don't have to live from this, luckily, so that's why I always tell people who ask me, dude, can you do X? Can you review this product? I always tell them this is going to take a significant amount of time because I'm not going to rush it in 2 days. Sometimes I get requests, right? And you don't have to watch this if you're not interested, but it's a little bit of an insight that I want to give you is I get these kind of requests from companies. Seriously, they write me an email and say, we're going to send you this product and please do the review in 3 days after you, literally 3 days after you get the product. We expect you to already have a draft for the video that you're going to do, or I think they call it like, they want to see a preview version of the video that you're doing. So you basically get the product, you unbox it, and you immediately do the review where I say, how can you seriously do that? And I also can seriously, even if I would do it, I don't have the time, or my schedule, my calendar, my daily life doesn't allow that. So I cannot seriously make a review in 3 days. So that's why I mostly say no to stuff. Or I tell people you can send the stuff over. Like, you feel free to send me the stuff. I'm not blocking you from sending the stuff. I'm just telling you that it might happen or it might not happen, or it might happen in 3 months or something, and then you still have to be happy. Or you're not happy, but I mainly don't care, right? So that's how it works. At least that's how it works for me. Works or not works. Some companies probably never show up again and say, this person is not quick enough, or not, I don't know, not reliable enough, whatever. But yeah, that's how it works. For me, at least. So we should do all of the reviews this way. I totally agree. Like, honestly, if you look at car reviews, for example, I mean, there's other industries where there's a very much a process for most part. A lot of reviewers and professional reviewers have a kind of their own process how they do review. They have a very much a structure in place, like MQBHD, Marcus Brownlee. So he for example has a process in place. So he basically does it every single time. He does it in the same way and uses the product for a specific amount of time. And so I think he will never do a same day review or something. What they do is, like, they go to the Apple event and do some first impression, I would say, but the real review comes later. This is definitely a possibility, and we do it, like, we have done this in a very similar way here on the channel by unboxing the product, right? That's what I would call a first impression, is when we take the thing, unbox it here live on stream, so it's we can't fake it, right? So it's like if something goes wrong, it goes wrong, and then the review starts basically when the stream is over. And then after a couple of weeks, I can really make the review and make a video. And so this is, yeah, unboxing is, I would call it not review. I wouldn't call it a review. It's a first look. And if you best example besides this channel is 3D printing nerd. I think he basically made that switch a while back. Where he basically switched from saying review, renaming that to first look, which is appropriate, I guess. First look is definitely a thing that you can say if you unbox the stuff, and even doing it live, I think it makes it even more trustworthy. And so that's what we do here as well. And then we do the review at the time when it's appropriate to do it, and not pushing it to do, yeah. Even with the risk of some sponsors regretting that, but yeah, I think it works. So yeah, narrow 3D, same. I think a couple of people have already switched to this mode and understand that this is something that works better and it's more trusty, but there's other examples as well. So, and there's also some kind of development. I see that the brands themselves start making their own content, which they didn't do that much in the past, honestly. So the brands started to realize that content creators are not willing, at least in this domain, they're not willing to do these kind of quick reviews and call it their own opinion, but instead switching to this different mode of, yeah, we can take a look, but we're actually going to be honest. I think that's the reason why the brands now are starting to do a lot more content themselves, pushing on all of the channels, doing these live streams and stuff, and Kickstarters and blah, blah, blah. Because they feel, I think they realized, okay, this is not working anymore, that at least not that well. We have to be owners, opinionated owners, we need to take ownership in the opinionation. I don't know how to say it better. And so we have to be thought leaders in a way that we do the presentation, we do talk about how great the product is, and we kind of make it feel like it's a review because it's coming from the brand. But it's actually not a review, it's just advertising. It's just advertising, honestly. You can call it like you want, but it's all the stuff that happens for the brands and from the brands is just advertising. And it's more advertising that we probably as a creator group ever did, so to say. So it's even more extreme in a way that you might not get the product as it was advertised, or there might be some promises that never come to reality, or yeah, people figure out later that it is not working or whatever. This is the result. So I would say don't trust so much in the brand advertisements, and try to wait and don't fall into this trap of, oh yeah, there's such a huge discount only on this live stream from this brand, and they're selling it live, and it's so cheap. And then people buy it and then realize later that, yeah, maybe it was a mistake because they didn't have a real opinion, never was tested before by someone who is really going to invest the time, and they realize that it might be a bad product. So I would personally, I would stay away from jumping into buying the stuff just from the announcement. I would really wait until serious people have taken the product, even if they paid the money themselves, which is absolutely happening, and then waiting for these people to show up and say this is good, this is bad, and this is what needs to change, and then you make the decision to buy. So this is my best advice that I give. You hold yourself back from buying stuff, from announcements, without having ever seen this thing in real life working by anyone who's serious, don't do that. Right? I made that mistake a couple of times. Right? Sometimes it went good, sometimes it was a terrible mistake. So, good. For now, for tonight, I think I'm going to hop over to, since we have done what we wanted to do, I'm going to hop over to my gaming PC. I'm gonna probably do some hunting now, at least for another hour or something. And you can join me. You can join me playing Hunter, Call of the Wild if you want. And otherwise, I'm going to say goodbye. Gonna give you the link to my other channel, by the way. I think I didn't mention it yet, but sometimes I'm streaming there just for fun. I'm trying out streaming. And we can give you a sneak peek of the giveaway. Of course, we can do. Let me just dig out a picture of the thing that we're going to give away, because I don't have a picture here. Not on my phone, honestly. I think, let me first dig it out. Here we go. Is it that? Google Images, give me the right image. Here we go. So, we are going to give away why is it not showing? Here we go. Next time, and this is under the premise that this whole project is done, right? Next time, next month, so in July, we are giving away the Ender 3v3. Right, so I'm gonna finish the project with the printer. We're gonna do the review, so I need to keep the printer maybe a while. So I'm probably gonna make it in July, so everything's gonna come together in July. The project is going to be finished. I'm gonna have all of the data points to make the review, and then we are pushing out this printer to you guys. What do you say? Do you like that? Could be a great first printer or a great second printer. So give it a thumbs up if you like that. If you like to get this printer next month, you can enter again. Of course you can. Like, I'm not stopping anyone from entering. So so we're going with this printer. Yeah, with the like what hopefully can make the review done. Finish the review. I also gonna decide. I mean, I have these nozzles here which came from Creality somewhere a while back. So they are universally working on the Ender 3 and also on the K1C. So I'm probably gonna add at least one of the nozzles to the printer, additional spare nozzle or something. But I also want to keep the nozzles for the K1C, because we also want to do some other projects on the K1C, but we're definitely going to give away some additional, at least a spare nozzle, because this printer doesn't come with a spare nozzle, which is unfortunate. But this was also my critique about the K1C, that they don't ship a spare nozzle anymore, because it's obviously more expensive, right? So they want to save some money there. The K1, the KE actually ships with a replacement nozzle, but also these nozzles on the KE are a lot cheaper. There's also third-party nozzles. By the way, while I'm saying that, as a little add-on to Spline, I'm gonna give away this package here. Spline, you're gonna get this as well. To the printer, for the printer, because I can't use it anywhere else. It is a set of spare nozzles for the KE, different sizes, hardened steel nozzles, replacement nozzles for the KE, because I have no other printer where they fit on and no use for them. And there's probably not going to come ever a printer again from Creality that's going to use these nozzles, because this is already the old system, and they're also advertising some change module or an add-on that you can now buy. You can change the hot end, lower end of the hot end. I think it's, I don't know what they call it now. You can change it on the KE, so the KE will also take the unicorn nozzles. I don't know if I would do that if I had the printer. I don't know how much of a difference it's gonna make. I don't think that this is such a great thing. Actually, the nozzles obviously are way more expensive, so you can get basically the 8 or 10 replacement nozzles for the KEs or the K1, the old K1, for the same price as you pay for a set of the 4 unicorn nozzles. So that's why I think it's not really worth, if you have that printer already, if you have a K1 or K1 Max, don't think that you should invest in the new unicorn system, because these other nozzles that are volcano style, I would say, and pretty much very capable of printing fast, it is not, from my perspective, not necessary to change them out, right? You missed the lucky draw, my friend Cyrus. You missed it. It doesn't matter, because we have a new giveaway for the next month. So you get your chance in July. So hopefully get some luck there, and we're gonna talk next week. Again, plan for next week. We're gonna finish this project. I'm going to do as much as I can in the meanwhile to do the other panels that are basically just same style, same mounting style, so nothing really super interesting for you anymore, because you've seen that already. And the only thing that might be interesting to see next week is doors to mount, the front doors. And then we are fine. We can already test printing. So hopefully we can test some ABS or ASA printing with the new enclosure. Most likely we have to move it to another place because it's so big. And I really want to test out at least ASA printing, ABS printing. We can use the Ender 3v3 to see if that is performing well inside of the case. We also have this one here. This is the filament dryer from the Space Pi. So we want to put the Space Pi filament dryer from Creality inside of the enclosure. So to really test out high temperature printing. So let's do that next week. That's why I'm going to push, even without making it live for you, I'm going to push on this project, making some progress until next week as much as I can. So we don't have to do so much work next week. So we can actually start using it. So great. Have fun. I wish you a great week. Stay healthy until next week. Don't forget that even the couple of people that are still watching on YouTube, if you want to enter the giveaway, consider going over to Twitch, subscribing on Twitch, supporting the channel, so you can gain nozzles in the next couple of weeks during the live stream, so you have a chance of entering the giveaways. So, love you guys. Thanks for the support. Thanks you for joining. Thanks for watching. And as always, bye-bye. Servus. Baba from Germany.